Simple subject, 500.
Cassie, Grace, Mrs. Davis, and Miss Bushman watched a movie and ate snacks instead of doing work.
The simple subject is Casey, Grace, Mrs. Davis, and Mrs. Bushman.
Simple subject for 100.
For 100. The dog's squeaky, bone-shaped toy got left outside in the rain. What is the simple subject?
Toy.
Toy. Toy is a simple subject. Good job. Remember, the simple subject is just the one word that tells who the sentence is about, or the most basic word that tells who the sentence is about. Okay, Belle, choose one, please.
Anything goes 200.
So what is the simple predicate in this sentence? I read all the Harry Potter books twice.
Read.
Yep. Read, right? A simple predicate is the verb that tells what the subject is doing. All right, Nia Hung, you ready? Choose one. The simple predicate is the verb that tells what the subject is doing. One word verb. So what is that word?
Walk.
Walked is correct. Vera, you choose one, please.
Simple subject 200.
Okay, everyone can be typing their answer into the chat. His best friend's sister came to visit from Utah. What is the simple subject?
Sister.
Diane, choose one, please.
300. Complete predicate.
The parents came to school and watched the play.
Came to school and watched the play.
Good job. Came to school and watched the play. Remember, the complete predicate is all the words that tells what the subject or subjects are doing. Good job, Diane. Good. Nutming, choose one, please.
Simple subjects 300.
My brother's oldest daughter is graduating in the spring.
Daughter.
Good job. Daughter is correct.
Complete subject 400.
Complete subject 400. Okay. The 6th grade teacher gave the class a test over division.
The sixth grade teacher.
Good job. So remember, the complete subject is all the words that tell who or what the sentence is about.
Complete subject 500.
The teachers in the school show the students how to do their work.
The teachers in the school.
The teachers in the school. Good job. Complete subject, all the words that tell who the sentence is about. Dinosaur, are you ready? Choose one.
Complete predicate 500.
The grocery store uses barcodes on their products.
Uses barcodes on their products.
Okay, good job. Belle, choose one more, please.
Simple predicate 200.
The clerk at the store helped me find a cute outfit for the party.
Help.
Helped is correct. Nia Hung, choose one, please.
Complete subject for 300.
The black dog and the white cat chase the yellow bird.
The black dog and the white cat.
Good job. All the words that tell who the subject, or sorry, who the sentence is about. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our story. All right, we were talking about, or we were reading because of Winn-dixie. All right, who remembers what is this first? We got through the first page. What is this first page about? Who are our characters so far and what's happened? Not Ming. What's happened in our story so far?
Opa is a newcomer of the town Naomi.
Okay, so, yep.
And then she went to a library of Miss Franny.
Yep. And who's with her?
Winn-dixie.
Okay, and who is Winn-dixie?
A dog.
Her dog, okay. And what does Opal say about Miss Franny the first time she sees Winn-dixie looking in the library? What does Miss Franny think Winn-dixie is? Everyone
A bear.
Yep.
A bear.
Yep, so Opal has taught Winn-dixie had to stand on his back legs and stare into the library and so he can watch her inside. And the first time Miss Franny sees this, Miss Franny thinks that Winn-dixie is a bear. So knowing this, what do we think the rest of the story is going to be about, Minghan?
The rest of the story is about Miss Franny talking with Opal about Winn-dixie.
About Winn-dixie. So, okay. Can you think of anything more specific? What might Miss Franny tell Opal about?
Her childhood.
Her childhood? Okay. All right, let's find out. This is what happened. I was picking out my books and kind of humming to myself, and all of a sudden, there was this loud and scary scream. I went running up to the front of the library, and there was Miss Franny Block sitting on the floor behind her desk. Miss Franny, I said, are you all right? A bear, she said. A bear? I asked. He has come back, she said. Has he? I asked. Where is he? He has, I asked. Where is he? Out there, she said, and raised a finger and pointed at Winn-dixie, standing up on his hind legs, looking in the window for me. Miss Franny Block, I said, that's not a bear. That's a dog. That's my dog, Winn-dixie. Are you positive? She asked. Yes, ma'am, I told her. I'm positive. He's my dog. I would know him anywhere. How does Miss Franny feel the first time she sees Winn-dixie, Belle?
She is scared because she thinks it is a bear.
Yep, she's afraid because she thinks he's a bear. Okay, so it says here, or Miss Franny says here, he has come back, she said. What does this tell you about Miss Franny, P?
I think Miss Franny think that Winn-dixie is a bear.
Yep, but Miss Franny says he has come back. Looking at the word back, what does that tell you about Miss Franny? When someone has come back, have they come for the first time or have they come again?
Again.
So what do you think Miss Franny has seen before?
Yes, she has seen Winn-dixie.
She's seen Winn-dixie before? What might she have seen before? Not Winn-dixie.
A bear.
A bear. She probably has seen a bear before. She thinks Winn-dixie is a bear that she has seen already before. So let's see what happens next. Miss Franny sat there trembling and shaking. Come on, I said. Let me help you up. It's okay. I stuck out my hand and Miss Franny took hold of it and I pulled her up off the floor. She didn't weigh hardly anything at all. Once she was standing on her feet, she started acting all embarrassed, saying how I must think she is a silly old lady mistaking a dog for a bear, but that she had a bad experience with a bear coming into the Herman W. Block Memorial Library a long time ago, and she had never quite gotten over it. When did that happen? I asked her. Well, said Miss Franny, it is a very long story. That's okay, I told her. I am like my mama in that I like to be told stories. But before you start telling it, can Winn-dixie come in and listen too? He gets lonely without me. Well, I don't know, said Miss Franny. Dogs are not allowed in the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. He'll be good, I told her. He's a dog who goes to church. And before she could say yes or no, I went outside and got Winn-dixie, and he came in and laid down with a humph and a sigh right at Miss Franny's feet. She looked down at him and said, he most certainly is a large dog. Yes, ma'am, I told her. He has a large heart, too. Well, Miss Franny said. She bent over and gave Winn-dixie a pat on the head. Winn-dixie wagged his tail back and forth and snuffled his nose on her old lady feet. Let me get a chair and sit down so I can tell you this story properly. Back when Florida was wild, when it consisted of nothing but palmetto trees and mosquitoes so big that they could fly away with you. Miss Franny started in, and I was just a little girl no bigger than you. My father, Herman W. Block, told me that I could have anything I wanted for my birthday. Anything at all. So when Winn-dixie comes in, Dinosaur, how does Miss Franny at first feel about Winn-dixie? So now that Winn-dixie's come into the library and she sees he's not a bear, how does Miss Franny feel about Winn-dixie? Is she still afraid of him?
No.
How can you tell? What does she do?
She pat Winn-dixie's head.
Yep, she pats him on the head. Okay. And what does she say about Winn-dixie, Minghai? How does Miss Franny describe Winn-dixie?
She said he most certainly is a large dog.
Yep, good job. He most certainly is a large dog. So she thinks he's big, but she's not afraid of him anymore, and she pats him on the head. Miss Franny looked around the library. She leaned in close to me. I don't want to appear prideful, she said, but my daddy was a very rich man. A very rich man. She nodded and then leaned back and said, and I was a little girl who loved to read. So I told him, I said, Daddy, I would most certainly love to have a library for my birthday. A small little library would be wonderful. You asked for a whole library? A small one, Miss Franny nodded. I wanted a little house full of nothing but books, and I wanted to share them too. And I got my wish. My father built me this house, the very one we are sitting in now. And at a very young age, I became a librarian. Yes, ma'am. What about the bear? I said. Did I mention that Florida was wild in those days? Miss Franny Block said. Uh-huh, you did. It was wild. There were wild men and wild women and wild animals, like bears. Yes, ma'am, that's right. Now I have to tell you, I was a little Miss Know-it-all. I was a Miss Smarty Pants with my library full of books. Oh, yes, ma'am, I thought I knew the answers to everything. Well, one hot Thursday, I was sitting in my library with all the doors and windows open and my nose stuck in a book when a shadow crossed the desk. And without looking up, yes, ma'am, without looking up, I said, is there a book I can help you find? Well, there was no answer, and I thought it might have been a wild man or a wild woman scared of all these books and afraid to speak up. But then I became aware of a very peculiar smell, a very strong smell. I raised my eyes slowly, and standing right in front of me was a bear. Yes, ma'am, a very large bear. How big? I asked. Oh, well, Miss Franny. Oh, well, said Miss Franny, perhaps 3 times the size of your dog. Then what happened? I asked her. Well, said Miss Franny, I looked at him and he looked at me. He put his big nose up in the air and sniffed as if he was trying to decide if a little Miss Know-it-all librarian was what he was in the mood to eat. And I sat there. And then I thought, well, if this bear intends to eat me, I am not going to let it happen without a fight. No, ma'am. So very slowly and very carefully, I raised up the book I was reading. What book was that? I asked. Why, it was War and Peace, a very large book. I raised it up slowly, and then I aimed it carefully, and I threw it right at that bear and screamed, "Be gone!" And do you know what? No, ma'am, I said. He went. But this is what I'll never forget. He took the book with him. Nuh-uh, I said. So let's stop here. Miss Franny is telling a story now. Is this a story that's taking place right now? When is Miss Franny's story taking place, Vinny? Diane, is this story taking place right now?
No.
No, when is this story taking place? The part about the bear and Miss Franny. So we know now, when this story is being told, she is an old lady, but when Miss Franny's telling her story, how old was Miss Franny?
A very young age.
A very young age. So this story happened when?
A long time ago.
Yep, a long time ago. So within our story of because of Winn-dixie, there's another story that happened a long time ago. Okay, good job. We are out of time for today. So for homework today, or for this weekend, so I want you to finish reading the story first, and then I want you to do your quizzes, and then Reader's Notebook pages 1 and 2. Okay? So finish reading the story first. And then on your Reader's Notebook pages, we'll go over the directions together. So, what did you see, Miss Franny? It says, complete Miss Franny's interview with a reporter about the bear sighting she had in the library. Use words that sound like Miss Franny is speaking directly to the reporter. Begin reading at page 26. Use the structure of the story to locate the details. So, if you are using words that sound like Miss Franny is speaking directly to the reporter, who are you pretending to be, Koktai? If you're using words that sounds like Miss Franny is speaking directly to the reporter, who are you pretending to be?
I'm Miss Franny.
Yep, you are pretending to be Miss Franny. So, Nia Hung, what kinds of pronouns are we going to be using if you're pretending to be Miss Franny?
I.
Okay, what else? Me. What else? The library belongs to Miss Franny. You're going to say,
My library.
my library. Okay, good job. Belle, what kind of pronouns are we going to be using for this homework? So, not Ming, what kind of pronouns are we going to be using? Who are we pretending to be?
Miss Franny,
So, what kinds of pronouns will we be using?
me,
Okay.
I,
Mm-hmm.
we,
Yep. Things like that. You're pretending to be Miss Franny. Okay, so read the pages and then pretend to be Miss Franny answering the interviewer's questions. Does anyone have questions about the homework or what we talked about today?
No.
No? Okay.
no.